guys, Steve here from Blossom Racing. If you know what that is, you know where you're at. This is our junior dragster car that I have on a pole in front of the shop. All right, so hey, I'm bringing another video to you, and this video is going to be on the Mychron tack and how to connect it and hook it to your car. So we got 3 junior dragsters here. And depending on where you want to connect it, as you can see, this unit is kind of on the left side, driver's side of the car. Another car right here, and as you can see, this one's also on the left side. This one is on the right side. Just kind of a preference thing. So mount it where you want it. So let's go back to the first car. And we'll start off with just mounting it. You see, drilled a couple holes in the plate. We did it right through the bracket right here just to give it a little extra strength. Hook it right on. You got your nut on the back side and the rubber washers you want to put on each side of that. And then your steel washer. This one right here has it correct. Where you can see the steel washer in there, a rubber washer, and then there's a rubber washer on the other side of the tack. The nice thing about putting your unit on this side is you leave the battery pack hanging over. So I can come in here with a screwdriver, loosen that up, pull the battery out. Same thing with the Mychron 5, as you can see right there. Hang it on this side, you can take the battery pack and pull it right out. Where this other one, the battery pack is on the other side over here. So the only way I could get this battery pack out is to actually remove the whole unit off the bracket and then do the battery, okay? So just a little heads up on that. So let's go back here. This car has the RPM wire right here, and we just wrapped it around the coil. So this RPM wire just reads RF, radio frequency. So just be aware, if there's a lot of radio frequency, this will get a lot of interference. You try to keep it as far away from your flywheel and your coil as possible. That'll help reduce any interference. Here's your Y fitting cable, goes down, and we zip tied it to that. And this goes to your EGT sensor right there. And your head temp sensor right there underneath. And then the all important other cable right here, this black one, which that is your jack shaft sensor. Just simply runs right down. Get in here, runs right down here, comes up, and as you can see, we have a bracket that we built. Right here's the bracket. Here it is from the back side. The bracket we bolted on the bottom here, and it simply goes up. And there's the unit right there, clamped on, and the very tip of it is probably about 1/8 of an inch away from the sensor, from the collar. All right. So that's how we have it hooked up on this car. We'll slide over to this other car, and the head temp sensor, or the RPM wire, same thing, goes up, wraps around the coil wire right here. This one, you can see we're not running a head temp sensor, but that's because it's a smaller Baby Rhino engine that we set up for an 1190. So that one, we didn't run a EGT sensor. But everything else is hooked up. RPM wire, head temp sensor goes right underneath of it. This one did not hook up the jack shaft sensor, although there is the collar. The collar is there, and you can see this collar spinning. If you look in here, the set screw actually came out of this one. So a little bit of blue Loctite on there, so that can't come out. But on this, we would like drill a hole right here on the side and put a little 90-degree angle piece of aluminum angle iron and bolt it right there and put the sensor right up to it. That's how we would have done that one. And let's go to the third one. So we got the third one here. And we got the head temp sensor, comes right in. The RPM wire is right here. And as you see on this one, we hooked it up a little bit different. The RPM wire goes right up and to the kill switch. That is in hopes of reducing any RF interference. The other place that we run this wire to, let's go back to this car. Here's the ground wire from the coil, and it runs right to this electrical junction box on the back of the car. Sometimes we'll take the RPM wire, which is right here, and we'll run it right down to the junction box. Put a piece, a crimp on the end of it, and hook it right to one of the bolts on the junction box. And so we hook it in there, just trying to keep it over here on this side away from the coil and the flywheel. And as you see back on this car, we did not hook up the EGT sensor again, just because if you drill a hole in here, eventually that hole is going to crack and break. So, here's this tech. See how this one kind of pulled apart right here? So if you push that back together and put a zip tie in there, it'll keep that from pulling apart. All right. Let's see. So I think that's it. So basically, that's how you install one of these tacks onto a car. They're pretty simple. Oh wait, I didn't do the jack shaft sensor. So here's the jack shaft sensor. Whew. Say that too many times, it becomes a tongue twister. Anyway, mounted on the outside of the jack shaft. So here's our little 90-degree piece of aluminum. Bolted it to the jack shaft support right there. And then we got the lock collar here. We got the jack shaft sensor bolted right there. And as you can see, this one, is about within 1/8 of an inch of the sensor. And then we just simply ran it down under the frame and then comes up to the tack. So that is the jack shaft sensor. Unfortunately, you got to make one of these little brackets right here because every car is different. The other car had a different bracket that was bolted down on the actual motor plate. So all of them are different. So that's the only thing that you got to manufacture usually on these tacks is that. So in a nutshell, that, my friends, is how you connect your Mychron tack, hook it all up to your car, and get it ready for operation. All right, like and subscribe so you guys will get the next video on setting up the tack. All right, have a good day, guys. Take care.